I want to move your mic.
That are jumping onto the session as well. Welcome everybody. Gil here. If you can see us okay and hear us clearly, please go ahead and confirm in the GoToWebinar control panel. Fantastic to see everybody here that was able to jump on the particular session. Now, we do have some new members, so if you thank you to those that were adding members onto our group. Steve, do you see the screen okay?
Hold on, I had it minimized. Yeah, so I can see the screen and then I can see you. So remember, if there's two little lines in between the square of your picture and the screen, so for people that are watching, you can hover your mouse over that and drag it and make either one bigger or smaller.
Okay, so you guys can control what you do see. You know, so you guys can minimize those particular windows. So we do have some new members in the group. Welcome, guys. Thank you to those that have been adding other members into our group as well. I definitely appreciate it, and hope you guys are able to access the file section and jump on to get some feedback and inquiries on your particular marketing campaigns. Steve, go ahead and reach out to Steve Lane Sr. I think he's interested in putting together some deals in his local area. Guys, we are actively screening for other markets that we can do deals in. I am personally interested in doing deals in other areas with you in your area locally. Okay, so if you have the time to lock up properties, or if you have the ability to help sell and move the properties, whether on a wholesale basis, on a lease option basis, please reach out to us and so that we can have a conversation on how we can start doing deals together. I also run a very active group of nationwide bird dogs, wholesalers, and property scouts, and they are constantly on the lookout for other markets to do deals in, right? They're trying to get the best return on their marketing dollars and get the most out of their experience in putting together deals, right? You don't ever want to, if you're in a situation where you send marketing, 30, 60, 90 days have gone by and you haven't talked to a homeowner, I definitely recommend you update or you find some things to move around in your business model, because there are daily activities that you can do in order to maximize your time. So if you are open to doing deals, if you need a little bit of help or assistance, maybe in your area you don't have much of a marketing budget, we do have investors who are interested in putting some marketing dollars in your area and partner up on transactions and do deals. All right. And it is pretty standard in the industry to go with a 50-50 joint venture split, half to the seller team, half to the buyer team. And you can negotiate at that point. Now, if you're a veteran investor doing multiple deals a month, then we can definitely have a conversation. Chances are you do bring some unique skill sets, you have a production record, so you are coming to the table with experience, a budget, and a working pipeline, so we can always adjust the percentages at that point. Either way, I am looking for a market where, hey, I have a contract, I'm going to send it to you, and somebody locally will process the deal and move it forward. So Steve, try to reach out to Steve Lane Sr., okay?
I already spoke to him this morning.
Awesome. Pete Nader, why did you switch back from Webinar Jam? Couple things. It's easier for people. They don't have to register every single time for each session, and that's the biggest thing. So I am still using Webinar Jam for my one-time training sessions, or a one-time webinar, or an urgent update that we need to get out there to the group, right? So those are the biggest reasons why. Anything else popping up on here? So yes, we did have some new members. Fantastic. And also, guys, some of the new members do reach out to me and send me messages. Please add me to your Facebook network first before you send a message. Otherwise, it may end up in the spam box. And if it ends up in the spam box, I will miss it and not get to see it, right? So would love to have a conversation with you, get into a dialogue. Just add me to your network on Facebook first, so that the messages get delivered to the correct inbox. Anthony Rudolph wanted to have a conversation with you about putting together some virtual markets, right? Because Steve and I were talking yesterday. We're constantly getting emails and requests from investors wanting to do deals, from wanting to set up joint ventures. And we are currently, that in itself can be a nice healthy pipeline of deals in addition to what we're doing. but the office is getting slammed right now and really busy. So Anthony, if we could get on a conference call, I know you are specializing in virtual deals. I'd like to have a conversation with you to see if you can help move some of these investors forward and add these to the virtual markets that you're doing deals in, right? Very similar to what Steve's doing and some of our other members, where we refer them investors, bird dogs, property scouts, and they can add that to their virtual wholesaling market list. So we do need another virtual market coordinator, and we will partner with you on those transactions. Hugh Hill is asking, where can you get previous recorded calls? Hugh Hill, you can access all the previous sessions on our real estate training site, learntoinvestforfree.com. This has the edited, cleaned out version of our 9 a.m. sessions. Okay, so it's got the swipe files, it's got the copy paste templates on any marketing materials we talk about, nicely organized, filed, and put together. On the left hand side, you do see categories, so depending on the topic that you're looking for, you may zero in on posts that are relevant there to your particular business, right? Now, we have also been getting asked about group coaching programs, one-on-one coaching. I am currently not taking on any direct coaching or training students or programs at the moment, but Bill Rafter is looking at other marketplaces, so do reach out to him on Facebook or inside of our forum so that you guys can connect. Bill customizes his real estate training programs so that it's a win-win all around. There's a nice mix and balance of a marketing budget. There is also an ongoing weekly group call, or 2-3 times a week. It all depends on your schedule. So do have a conversation with Bill and see how you guys can customize. He can work out a custom program there for you. We are coming out with our own. However, we're looking at, I want to put together programs that are literally 3-6 months, even 9 months in length, which includes direct mail, online marketing, and building out all the digital assets in place. And we want for you to go through the program where after 30 days you're able to monetize and gain some traction, not only with processing your leads and talking to sellers, but start to generate some other activity and monetize all the leads and the different posts and marketing pieces that you are doing. So we're still still working on that one, and as soon as we have something put together or something to release to the group, we'll definitely you'll get an email from the office. Okay, cool. So it looks like Steve and Steve got a chance to talk together, and fantastic. All right, cool. So Steve, any questions coming from the virtual investors group? Anybody, any clarifications or common questions that's coming your way?
Well, I did have a paperwork question in regards to the wholesaling paperwork that you need to do a transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know, obviously there's a purchase contract involved. Is there paperwork that you need for the seller side? For the people, your cash buyers that you're looking to sell the properties to?
This is for a wholesale deal?
Yeah.
They need to sign a purchase contract for the property.
Yeah, you need to get the seller to sign a purchase contract, right?
You need to get the seller and your buyer.
Okay. Is it the same thing or a different document?
Same document. It's a purchase agreement.
I see. Okay.
Biggest difference.
Like 2 pages I use.
Yeah, same 2-pager one. So on the sell side, let's say you lock the house up at $100,000 with the homeowner. With the cash buyer,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna look like 110, 115 on their paperwork, right? And they cover all of the closing costs, any fees associated with the transaction.
Right. Still subject to inspection like we would have on our side?
Yes, definitely still subject to inspection with a non-refundable deposit on your cash buyer side as well before before you lock them up, right?
Awesome. I was hoping it would be that easy.
And then Bill has some other tips there too. He's going to jump in here. Bill, go ahead, because you also use standard assignment agreements.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have separate closings and you just want to assign your position, then you can go ahead and execute a purchase agreement between you and the seller, or you and your company and the seller. And then you simply just execute an assignment agreement to your investor with the purchase agreement between you and the seller attached as Exhibit A. And the investor that you assign it to puts up earnest money or whatever the agreement was, and then they step into your shoes. And what I try to do is collect part of the assignment fee up front and the balance when it closes, and then the investor steps into your shoes and closes the deal directly with the seller. So you can do it that way if it's legal to do in your state. Otherwise, you do two separate purchase agreements, one between you and the seller, and then a separate one between you and your investor, and you have, two separate closings. Closing A and closing B. You have the A to B between you and the seller, and then the B to C between you and your cash investor. Back to you, Gil.
Awesome. So, Steve, hope that clarifies the scenario
thank you.
there. Now, on the virtual markets, guys, just a couple of inquiries are popping up here on the chat window. With regards to doing deals virtually, some of our best practices will include making sure that the local joint venture partner, acquisition manager, the boots on the ground, call it what you want, that they do have a good foundation on comping out properties, or at least tell us what to lock the property up under, right? So we do partner with investors, and they don't want to do any marketing. They just want to do rehab and acquisitions the whole time, and that's cool, right? That's absolutely fine and okay, except again, in order for us to lock up properties and do them for you in volume, we need to have good info, and we need a number to lock them in at. Now, we've had some challenges in other markets. Like, we'll go into 15 different markets at the same time to test, which markets we're really going to move forward with, and provide additional quality virtual wholesaling markets to our group that we've actually tested out. And so that can be the biggest bottleneck or challenge in doing virtual markets, right? Because let's say I'm talking to my sellers, I'm spending like an hour, 2 hours a day pre-screening or following up on pre-screen leads for me. That limit, I want to be able to lock up a number at a solid number and not have to renegotiate that number 5-10 times over, because that will quickly burn a lead out, and that is just a tiring waste of time process, right? There are investors in the Midwest and less competitive areas that are able to renegotiate their deals 7 times. They'll start at 20,000, end up at 3,000, renegotiating the price point so they get them to sign the paperwork over and over. And I was like, you know what, your life would be a whole lot easier if you just got an accurate number on the front end. And again, for us, since we're doing these virtually, that's going to be key in order for for us to hand you deals on a consistent basis. All right, so let's jump into let's continue our series here on Squeeze Pages. Got a couple emails on some of the replays that you guys have checked out. We're going to be talking more about Squeeze Pages as we move forward this week. Want to make sure everybody else in the group gets the chance to log in onto these sessions and is joining our new platform. But the biggest question that we get asked, that I've gotten asked so far when it comes to Squeeze Pages, is which software and what tools are out there that people can use, right? So on the last session that we had, I talked about critical components to your Squeeze pages. So you need 3 main things. Number 1 is a good hook, something catchy that connects directly to the audience or the person that you are targeting that piece for. So for example, if you're dealing with out-of-state owners, okay, or let's go with inherited properties, easier to craft out on the fly. Inherited properties with an out-of-state homeowner, okay? These are people that have to fly in, they have to call on different agents and brokers, they don't have local intel, so getting a timely offer and not having to fly in, that's generally the hot spot, or one of the biggest reasons that these sellers do business with us. The convenience of not having to fly into town, to look for vendors to get multiple quotes on vacating the property out, and navigating the the inheritance process and how that works wherever the property is available and located. So you need to have a good hook in there. Number two is lead magnets, and I talked about lead magnets, something that they will get in exchange for a name and an email, so that they go into your lead funnel or your particular lead capture system, right? And while you guys are crafting and coming up with your offers, again, these are some the most common ones that are out there in the marketplace: a report or a guide, a cheat sheet or a handout, video training, in order for you to create your particular lead magnet. So some of you guys have already, revamped and are revisiting your squeeze pages so that you can tweak and modify it and get a better conversion rate on these squeeze pages and get more people to sign up, especially if you are looking to maximize your pay-per-click budgets, which some of you guys are doing. And those of you that are bootstrapping, you do need to have, it helps when you have when your pay-per-click campaign is set up and more specific, so that you can zero in on that on pre-screened leads, right? The ones that best fit the strategy and the marketing piece that you are crafting. So these are the different lead magnets that you guys can offer. Now, what are the different tools out there in the marketplace that you can use to build out your squeeze pages? I'll share the most common ones that I've used. And as always, there will be links, banners in the resources or in the detail of wherever you're watching this post, so that you can check them out. Watch this video in entirety before you get, before you start checking the vendors out. That way you get a little bit of insight and overview. One of the vendors that I use to design squeeze pages and capture pages is leadpages.net, right? Out of everything, or out of the different squeeze pages that are out there in the marketplace, Lead Pages offers, price point wise, it's pretty economical. They do have two main packages, and if you go with an annual purchase, you get as much as 40% off, so that's pretty cool. I like these guys because they're fully integrated with Facebook, and they're compliant with Facebook's terms of service and how to market through Facebook. So we are converting, or we are getting leads from Facebook using Lead Pages, because they have their systems are optimized, they are integrated and compliant with Facebook's, right? So this is what's most effective for me if I'm marketing on Facebook and using their squeeze pages. They also have nice little templates that you can literally just click and customize, okay? If you want to change a certain portion of the squeeze page, all you have to do is click on that particular segment so that you can edit that. If you want to edit the picture, the headline, the banner, it's fully customizable, and you can also build yours from scratch. I will do separate videos accessing our Lead Pages account, so you kind of get to get a peek under the hood and see what's included before you make the big commitment in purchasing an account and going for it yourself. Now, they do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you might be able to use that to your advantage if you are bootstrapping in your marketing. Okay, so Lead Pages, this is a pretty cool one. The other softwares that you guys can use with built-in, some people are looking for, hey, anything out there with built-in squeeze pages. One of the vendors that we have accounts with is FreedomSoft. Okay, they do have squeeze pages that are built in into their account that already integrate with your particular leads. Now, we used to use FreedomSoft. I don't anymore, because as we started adding a high volume of leads, once we start passing the 700 marker in terms of leads, I noticed the system started to slow down greatly, and it got really clunky, and I'm just trying to look for a lead, and it took a while, right? Some of you are very familiar with the ACT CRM tool. I used to use ACT a lot, and that tends to slow down on me too. But they do have squeeze pages that are plug and play, not really customizable, but they are, it is part of the CRM tool. Okay, as an alternative to FreedomSoft, because we always get, we get regularly asked about FreedomSoft, I would rather do a combo of Podio.com to manage my leads. I would rather do a combo of Podio.com and Lead Pages. Dollar-wise, it still comes out more economical, and you do come out ahead in terms of the monthly pricing. Podio is really robust, fully customizable, and intuitive, and you can also integrate Lead Pages right into that particular system. Okay. There's also REI Black Book, which has nice looking squeeze pages, and those are also fully customizable. Thing with Black Book is they do have a high front end one-time purchase requirement, so from a budget standpoint, might end up pricing you out. Chris, yeah, Chris does use another couple ones, and I'll share that with you guys here. It is Megaphone, right? Megaphone landing pages. This one, if you are looking for something a little bit more technical, right? And if you are experienced in building your lead pages and you know what you want it to do and the features you are looking for, you can go with the next step up with Megaphone. Higher monthly price points, but very robust in the features. What I look for in a squeeze page software or vendor or tool is something that allows me to integrate video. Okay, if I'm going to be paying for a squeeze page software or builder, I want to make sure it comes with a feature that I can add videos, right? Couple of reasons. We do a lot of YouTube marketing. We do a lot of natural organic searches, so we rank on page 1 of Google, and the more you use those videos that you upload onto YouTube, the more ranking and authority your company, your product, your service will get. Right, so Megaphone is the next tier up. This is actually a product, and it's produced by a company called Kajabi, which is the next level up in terms of squeeze page designs and building. If you're not familiar, Kajabi is another vendor that you can check out. Megaphone is their smaller tier product, specifically on building marketing pages, squeeze pages, and capture pages. If you are at a level where you know how to design a basic squeeze page, you now want to integrate that with an autoresponder or an automated system to farm and build a relationship with those leads, right? Then I would go with Megaphone, or if you're looking something more robust, you can even jump in and upgrade to their main product, which is Kajabi. All right, check out their videos and demos so you kind of get an idea and feel for it. Watch the video in its entirety. There will be links to this particular post so that you guys can check them out and kind of evaluate, right? But that's my guide. If you're just starting out, go with Lead Pages. Okay, just get comfortable designing the basic basic squeeze page template. All right, master building a hook, offering your lead magnets, and your call to action. Okay, that's your step 1 when it comes to building squeeze pages. That is the foundation. Once you get good at that, then you can get all fancy with the autoresponder, integrating it with your CRM tool, automatic follow-up text messages, or other features that you can build in there, right? And then it starts to go up in price point and skill level or features, which goes to Megaphone and then Kajabi. There are other softwares that you can also check out. One is OptimizePress.com. Right, OptimizePress.com, and that is another squeeze page builder, which has other features as well. Right, Kajabi and OptimizePress, probably the vendors that would be going head to head. Kajabi and OptimizePress give you the feature to set up membership portals or little communities. Now, how does that apply to your to motivated seller leads? We're not using any membership communities with motivated seller leads. We're focusing more on capturing them on the front end, sending them reports, follow-up emails, asking them if if the property is still on the market. So we aren't doing anything so far as building membership communities. So you can just go ahead and put that on the back end before you start taking on more work uh, than what's needed or required for an effective campaign. All right. So these are the different vendors that I use in building and designing your squeeze pages. That may, hopefully that helps you as you build out your lead magnets, so that you can kind of determine, okay, is it an instant delivery of the lead magnet? For example, a report, right? The most effective lead magnets that I've come across, and personally in our business, is receiving an offer or a phone call same day, right? For a consultation, a complimentary phone call, or an appointment, right? Now, some of you guys do not have the ability to call people back the same day or respond to them within 24 hours. Partner with somebody who does. We can do this for you. We'd love to partner up on those deals and work together. Just something to consider, right? Another approach that you can take, and I see this more and more with realtors and brokers, on how they are offering to get the house sold in 30 days, or they will buy it, right? Or some crazy, that is a hook. That is an offer right there that is very aggressive and, may provide a ton of value for the particular homeowner, right? They get an offer. They get a guaranteed sale at a price that they like and is agreed upon if the house isn't sold within 30 days or less. So partner with those particular investors, agents, brokers, or vendors. On a worst case scenario, okay, you can design an effective squeeze page so that people opt in. All right. If you don't have the ability to buy the house in 30 days or less or get it sold, you can partner with somebody who does. And you can start to outsource these leads to them. So I would make an attempt to lock up the property first. And if they don't accept my 10 cents on the dollar offer or my strategies and solutions, because that happens, right? That's standard with every marketing campaign. What I then do is I will refer it out to somebody else who can process and work the lead from a different angle. Maybe they don't like my solutions. Maybe they just don't like me. Maybe they don't like the way my voice sounds, or they didn't get a good feeling from us for whatever reason, right? It could be something random, okay? But they may connect better, or on that particular day was open to, whatever solution that anybody else could have given them. So that particular person can connect with them. And by referring it out, by outsourcing the lead, you can still monetize it, right? So how would I structure this? I would, let's say if I was getting started, I would sign up for an account with one of these vendors, start designing squeeze pages. Some of these would have 30-day trials, no obligation or a money-back guarantee. Okay, and I would start generating some leads. Now let's say if I spent about $50 on lead pages, okay, I would outsource my leads to Bill, Bill the realtor in another area, or Bill the investor, and I would say, hey Bill, I'm going to outsource these leads to you, and if you do business off of it, what kind of marketing and referral fee do you guys normally offer? Or can we partner on the deal for a percentage of the profit? If you are licensed in your area, then you can, it's easy for you to get 25-50% of the commission, since that's standard in the industry, and you guys know how to process that. Documentation is already and in place. Okay, so if they don't accept my offer, I will outsource it to another investor or a licensed broker, and monetize and recoup my marketing investment that way. And you may be able to build out a system that is very profitable for you just off of marketing. All right. I harp on marketing a lot because once you know how to generate leads, drive traffic, any market, any niche, any industry is something that you can easily jump into. And really, he who controls the leads controls the flow and the deals at the end of the day. Right? So something for you guys to consider. Some of these guys, like Optimize Press and Megaphone and Kajabi, offer way robust features. Again, if you're just starting out, go with lead pages or something simpler, so that you don't spend 5 hours trying to design a particular squeeze page. Keep it simple first. Okay? Zoho CRM. I don't use Zoho. I hear good things about Zoho. I know successful wholesalers that built their entire operation off of Zoho. I use Podio to manage my leads. I've been able to do this while I was in Japan, and there's a nice little iPhone app and Android app that you can use as part of that, right? And so everything happens virtually. We're running it off of a phone, and I think it's pretty cool. So I'm not too familiar with Zoho. I don't use it. Tim here. Yes, Tim, we are. I'll send an email for you so you get access to the 12 noon session. Roy says, Gil, going back to your lease option info for Craigslist, do you guys have or recommend a training for lease options to know the whole process and forms? One of our members was trying to organize or put together, structure it, but yes, I do have a complete overview of the process from front to back. And step by step with the documentation. I believe it is in the original. It's the very first post on learntoinvestforfree.com on the entire wholesaling process. I'll try to get you a link to that, Roy. But yes, everything from step one, picking out a market, analyzing where to spend your marketing budget, or the best place to do it, maximize your dollars, to what to say to a seller, and the paperwork and how to fill it out step by step. So I'll try to find a link on here that I can share with everybody so that you guys can get caught up, or just get comfortable and familiar with that particular process. Right. Yes, we're still definitely gonna, I do have to break down the process of how I design the squeeze pages. Right now, hopefully you guys have some lead magnets that you can offer. And if you don't have any yourself, partner with another investor who does. Problem solved. All right. Take a stab at the leads first. If they don't go do business with you, outsource it to somebody else, where your worst case scenario is that you break even on that marketing campaign. And if you are, consistent enough and pretty savvy, you can build this out as a revenue pipeline for your particular business. I do know of investors where all they do is just generate leads and outsource, refer them out to other people, right? Let's see, any other pop-ups on here? No. Okay, cool. So one last open call for Q&A, guys. If everybody in the group is good to go, or if it's business as usual, fantastic. We'll just do one last open call for Q&A. Replays will be made live today. So we are using the GoToWebinar platform, but we're still going to be able to keep up with our same-day replay posting and response time. Steve, any clarifications on the squeeze pages? Because I know you guys are kind of in that process yourselves on starting to build out squeeze pages and using lead magnets to generate more leads in your areas. Any questions in that process?
No, that was good. I'm gonna test out some of those and compare them to what I'm currently using. That's awesome.
Alrighty, so definitely check that one out. Bill, any last feedback, questions, clarifications on your end before we jump off the session?
No, Gil, that's a good session, man. That's all I had.
Okay.
So,
very cool.
Let's roll.
Sounds good. So tomorrow we'll break down designing the squeeze pages, the thought process that goes into it. I just follow a simple 4-step formula to get right inside the head of who I am marketing or who I'm trying to connect with, so that the campaign makes sense. They land on the page, they like what they see, they connect with it, enter their email, and you can capture the particular lead. Can you go over the lead magnets again, says Kelvin? Sure, I'll review that here in a minute. Meredith, so these squeeze pages are put on Craigslist. Really good question. If you are doing, I don't recommend you post them directly onto Craigslist, because Craigslist may detect your link on the ad, and homeowners are gonna go onto the ad, they'll click on it, they see it's a squeeze page, they get pissed off or they get frustrated, and then they end up flagging your account, right, or your ad. I'm sure that's happened to you guys that are trying to farm Craigslist. So there is a different process that I follow. I'll break that down for you in a minute. I do have to jump and do a restroom break here in a second. Steve, go over the questions real quick. Give me about a minute and I will jump back. Calvin, Meredith, I'll break down your scenarios here in about a minute or so. Let me just take a minute to relieve myself, and I'll hop back on. Sayaka, get response over other AR autoresponder services. I'll break that down for you in a second as well. So 1 minute. 1 minute. All right, we are back. Sorry, I had to yank my my headset out there and plug it back in. Go to webinar, use new hardware. All right, Steve, you still there? Test, test, mic test.
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, let's go with Sayaka's question first. Why use GetResponse over other autoresponders? I like GetResponse out of other autoresponders for two main reasons. Some of the biggest marketers that that consult for my business, that I get to network with, and that are part of my mastermind groups recommend GetResponse. They do a high volume of email blasts. We're talking six-figure marketing budgets, millions of emails sent out per year, and so they use GetResponse. So I'm not nearly close to 1 million emails in outbound marketing, but the fact that that's the threshold and that's what they're able to do, and their accounts remain in good standing order, that's why I use them, right? So eventually, even if we do a higher volume, I know that it's a standard practice. You know, the account can handle that, and it's not going to get flagged or shut down, right? Also, when it comes to your squeeze pages and sellers opting in and building your subscribers list, I use this for motivated sellers. I use this to build my agents list and our local wholesaler network as well. So GetResponse is I'm able to build a list of wholesalers, bird dogs, agents, motivated sellers, cash buyers, different types of lists inside of one main account. And I haven't gotten, I've gotten no problems with people, claiming it's spam or any of those tech issues, right? Because that may be a problem for you, especially if you're doing a higher volume. I also really like GetResponse because they have some ninja ways to get people to jump onto your list, right? For example, one way I use GetResponse is I'll set up an email account or a list called Get Offer. Okay, and the email address will be getoffer@getresponse.com. So when a seller's emails getoffer@getresponse.com, they automatically get entered into our autoresponder. An email gets sent out to them asking for more details about the property, and we're able to move and bring that lead forward. Now, even if they never reply to my email, I've now captured their name, phone number, or email. They are on a list that I can rework every couple of weeks or every month. So there's some ninja things we're able to do with GetResponse. Where were the other questions that popped up? So that's why I like that one. Preferred lead magnets, Kelvin. In the real estate space, offer within 24 hours, consultation or a call within the same day. All right, those are the best ones that we are throwing out there as lead magnets that are converting sellers onto our squeeze pages. No obligation consultation, an offer, a free estimate. if you are dealing with sellers that are moving out or transitioning out of their particular home, let's say you're marketing homeowners, empty nesters, for example. If you have a campaign for empty nesters, then your lead magnet would be relocation services, cleaning services, something that'll help them get out of that house and move into a smaller one. We've gotten deals here in Los Angeles where we actually help the homeowner get in touch with auction houses and companies that'll help sell whatever's in the property and liquidate those materials and assets, right? So those are some of the most effective lead magnets that I've come across. Again, if you don't have this in your repertoire, in your business, in your company, somebody in your marketplace will. Or do these in an area that you can use these aggressive offers and you can outsource it to somebody else who can fulfill and deliver on those lead magnets that that you are dialing in or offering. Meredith, with Craigslist, I don't recommend posting them directly on Craigslist. I prefer an ad on Craigslist that allows people to email back, right? When they email back, they go into a Gmail address. And now you have inventory, or you have a list of email addresses, right? And from those email addresses, you can send a reply directly to that seller. Say, hey, we got your email. Looks like you might have a property to check out. Here's some information about our company, or I'm an investor, whatever your marketing piece is, and then you'll drive them to the squeeze page. There'll be a link that they can click on. All right, so that they can move forward and do business with you at that point. One other thing that I'm using with Craigslist right now, and I'll talk more about this, it helps when you get the whole idea of the funnel, but they reply on Craigslist, okay, and then we'll send an email to the lead on Craigslist saying, hey, we got your email. Are you still in the marketplace interested in selling or doing deals together? Or whatever it is, right? I'm using Craigslist to build a list, so it can be any type of list. Seller, agent, cash buyer, whatever. We send them an email saying, hey, are you still in the marketplace interested in doing business, right? If you are, send an email to getoffer@getresponse.com or training@getresponse.com or recruiting process@getresponse.com. So they jump onto our Get Response list, and there's an autoresponder that delivers the rest of the content to form the relationship or pre-screen it digitally, right? Do you use virtual assistants for your follow-up? Yes, we do. I do use virtual assistants to follow up on my seller leads, and I had to work up to that point. I got my start working at Starbucks, and then from there, right, was able to build up and add more. Once you do deals, I do about 25% that goes back into the company for marketing and testing marketing pieces in different market areas. So they do give them a courtesy call. If you don't have that luxury or you don't have that in the budget right now, then you can use the autoresponder to help pre-screen them for you, right? Got it. Thank you, says Meredith. Pete's asking, how do you sort of manage a lead who is already in your system but opts into another sign up that you offer, adds more info than their initial name and address opted? Pete, you can structure your email, the autoresponder or the lead capture, where if they enter more information, their existing information is updated as opposed to creating two leads. Does that make sense? So an existing contact is updated, not a duplicate contact is created. That's one of the biggest problems that I see with other investors, especially with their, like there's guys pushing these coaching programs out there, and they just have so many duplicate leads, and that sucks. It's like quicksand. You think you're getting all your leads followed up on, but more duplicate tasks keep popping up on. It's a nightmare of an experience. But that's how we set it up. Edit the existing lead so that information is added as opposed to a duplicate one. And you can consolidate these lists, right? So for example, I build a list of bird dogs, wholesalers, and agents. I'll consolidate the list so that duplicates are removed if one signed up on another and they're not getting multiple emails. Any free autoresponder for people who don't have a bigger marketing budget. I'll talk more about the autoresponder sequence, Celine. A couple months ago, we did release an autoresponder sequence that you guys can use. And so we can definitely talk about or post an autoresponder sequence. I don't think that's in the file section of the forum anymore. Let me just double check real quick. No, I don't think it's on here. But we still do have a healthy list of files, and then we've removed the cash buyers list. Our cash buyer lady likes to update those regularly, so if you do need one, the details on how to get one is inside of the forum. But we can talk about autoresponders, Celine, definitely. No, it's an automated process, Pete. I mean, you can do it manually, but you can. It's called a suppressing the list, I think is the technical term that they use, where the lead information is combined. All right. So cool, guys. So for those of you that's still designing your lead magnets, hopefully you get it done. We're going to keep moving forward in this series. Some of you are a couple steps ahead, starting to look at building out your lead pages. You kind of get where we're going, and you like to think ahead. So hopefully some of these vendors that I shared with you today can help narrow down your your list of vendors to check out, and you try one of these guys out. Either way, we have done business with each and every one of them, and so we'll talk more about how to put together. I'll show you step by step how to put together a lead page as we move forward in this series. Tomorrow, though, I really do want to get out the psychology and the background of a squeeze page, the thought process that goes into designing these, so that you guys can get better opt-ins on your squeeze pages. Is there an internet marketing call later today? Yes, there is, Chris. Let me type that in the link for some of you guys. We have two training sessions every day now, which is pretty awesome. Our 9 a.m. session is dedicated to our network of wholesalers, investors, and real estate training, right? Our 12 noon session came about because people were looking for additional training on lead generation online. This is really for those that have a very limited marketing budget. We've been able to leverage the power and the tools of the internet to break into the real estate industry. That's what started my real estate marketing company. That's what funded my real estate marketing campaigns. And so that series is for solely dedicated to internet marketing. It can apply to any niche, company, or industry. All right, so if you find yourself wandering into the 12 noon session, it is an internet marketing session. We may talk some real estate since some of our investors are part of that group implementing these strategies. And if you bring your case studies and marketing campaigns, we actually give you feedback on them on there as well. Chris, I got a chance to take a look at your social, that little paper that maps out your guys' digital assets and who's managing what social media. I mean, that's a ton of good stuff, man. Hopefully, I mean, are you managing that all yourself, or is it a VA? I think one person can definitely do it. Moving forward. And let me type that into the group. So if those of you are looking for the noon session, let me type in the link here. It's going to be in the questions. I'm going to send it to all. If you guys got it, just go ahead and confirm on there. Yeah, that's an interesting comment, because you do hear me from time to time, especially on that internet marketing training session. You know, I believe that a website should be income producing for you, right? And if you set it up correctly and just work on it piece by piece every day, you can have a website that is income producing in the real estate niche, definitely. Now, some of you guys are just getting started in real estate. Document your experience in real estate. What are you doing daily? What are you doing regularly? Okay, that's the kind of info and feedback that bird dogs, agents, and wholesalers in your area are looking for. Real people in the trenches that they can partner and do deals with, right? Or somebody that can help guide them towards making an educated, decision on whose course to buy, right? These $1,000 real estate courses, guys, have affiliate programs that pay out anywhere from like 50 to 90%. So if you build a list of bird dogs off of Craigslist and somebody asks you, hey, what do you think about, I want to start wholesaling, can you recommend some courses? I mean, that's a healthy way to, to generate some revenue online for saying, hey, I purchased this course, here's what I learned, it might be a good fit for what you're looking for, right? So again, creative stuff that we're doing there. Got it, says Chris. All right, cool, guys. So Karen B is requesting a call with Mr. Steve Clutch. So make sure you guys swap info via the forum. Okay, guys, so we're good. Squeeze pages. I'm going to talk about the psychology and the thought process that goes into designing our squeeze pages, where we are getting as high as 65, 70% opt-in rates on our squeeze pages. That's right, 65% plus opt-in rates on our squeeze pages. Very different from a 5, 10, 20% conversion rate on your squeeze pages. And so I'll break down the mindset into designing your squeeze pages so that you can start to tweak some of these things. And let me know what kind of results you get. Our YouTube series was fantastic. Some of you guys are already on page 1 of Google getting featured for your We Buy Houses or the companies you're promoting. So I'm very curious to see how you guys implement this strategy and the results that you guys get. All right. Once again, thank you, everybody. On behalf of Bill, Steve, Karen, and the rest of our team here, thanks for hopping on. Replay goes live today, and I'll see the rest of you in our noon session if you'll be joining us for that particular series. Tomorrow we're going to be reviewing the mindset and the psychology of the squeeze page so that you can design high converting squeeze pages up to 65% conversion rate. That means 65% of the people that hit your squeeze page give up their information, and that is pretty phenomenal. Pete says, thank you, great job, fantastic. Is the 12 p.m. viewable at a later time? Yes, it is, Matthew. It is viewable at a later time. We are going to have replays available, and we'll upload it into a YouTube channel. Right now, they are just the raw files are going up on the YouTube channel, which you can watch and check out. It was nice. We had a member that's been following our content for over 2 years now, and the website itself produced over 20,000, just 20,000 online, by itself. And so, we were challenged. Did we get lucky? Maybe, right? So we want to test it out, and we're building everything by scratch and have some cool people that's following along along the way, implementing it in their area. So hey, instead of jumping into a super competitive market, you can backdoor your way into rock star status, into the market or niches you guys are getting into. So thanks, guys. We'll be jumping off. Replay goes live today. This is Gil, and we'll see you on the next live session. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.